Angela Simmons, entrepreneur, reality TV star, and girlfriend of Yo Gotti, has allegedly been airing her frustrations about GloRilla, one of CMG's hottest stars, to none other than Yo Gotti's mother. Let that sink in for a second. Not to Gotti himself, not to her own circle of friends, but to his mom. And you already know, when family gets pulled into industry drama, it's no longer just gossip. It's a full-blown mess. According to sources, Angela feels overshadowed by GloRilla's rise. She feels like her place in Gotti's empire is being tested, her relevance questioned, and her voice drowned out by the roar of Glo's career. So what does she do? She allegedly goes straight to the matriarch of the family, hoping for sympathy, maybe even backup. But instead of comfort, it sounds like she got a reality check. And now the internet is divided. Some people saying Angela is justified in how she feels, while others believe she crossed the line and exposed her own insecurities. So today, we're going to break it all down. What exactly did Angela say? How did Yo Gotti's mom respond? Why is GloRilla even part of this equation? And what does this mean for Angela and Yo Gotti's relationship moving forward? Grab your snacks, because this is a family drama with enough layers to rival a Tyler Perry script. Let's start with Angela herself. Now, for those who don't know, Angela Simmons is not just Yo Gotti's girlfriend. She comes from a legacy. She's the daughter of Rev Run, hip-hop royalty through Run DMC, and she's been a fixture in pop culture since she was a teenager. From reality shows like Run's house to her own businesses in fashion and beauty, Angela is used to the spotlight. She's used to being seen as more than someone's partner. But according to whispers in the industry, Angela's relationship with Yo Gotti has created a new dynamic for her. On one hand, it's a fairy tale moment. After all, Yo Gotti famously rapped about having a crush on her years ago, and now here they are, together, building a power couple image. But on the other hand, it comes with challenges. Gotti isn't just a rapper, he's a label boss. He runs CMG, which means he's constantly balancing business, artists, and the demands of an empire. And at the top of that empire right now, GloRilla. GloRilla has been on a rocket ship since she broke out with FNF. Her energy, her authenticity, and her connection with fans have made her one of the most important new voices in hip-hop. And Yo Gotti, being the smart businessman that he is, has put a lot of energy into making sure her career doesn't just rise, it soars. Which, of course, means lots of attention, lots of resources, and lots of public moments where Gotti and GloRilla are side by side, handling business. For Angela, this reportedly became a sore spot. Insiders claim she began to feel like GloRilla was monopolizing not only Gotti's business focus, but his personal energy too. One source described it like this: Angela started saying she was always in the background, watching Glo shine, while she was supposed to be building something bigger with Gotti. Allegedly, Angela complained that everything is about Glo right now: the tours, the press, the label. She's the priority, not me. And instead of keeping those feelings private, Angela allegedly took them to Yo Gotti's mom, hoping that the woman who raised him would understand and side with her. That's where things got messy. So what did Yo Gotti's mom say? According to witnesses, who claim to have been close enough to hear some of the exchange, Gotti's mom wasn't exactly the sympathetic ear Angela expected. Instead of feeding into the narrative of competition between Angela and GloRilla, she allegedly pushed back. The line people keep repeating is that she told Angela, "Focus on building your own empire, not tearing another woman down." And that right there became the mic drop moment. Because if true, it shows that Gotti's mom saw Angela's frustrations not as legitimate business concerns, but as jealousy. And nothing hits harder than when you expect validation and instead get corrected. Sources say Angela didn't take that well. She reportedly left the conversation feeling dismissed, maybe even embarrassed. Imagine going to your partner's mom looking for backup, only to walk away feeling like you got checked. It's the kind of situation that can make a person feel even more isolated. And let's be honest, Yo Gotti's mom is a respected figure. She's lived through the ups and downs of his career, seen him build CMG from the ground up, and understands what it takes to succeed in the industry. If she's telling Angela to focus on her own path instead of worrying about GloRilla, it carries weight. And the internet wasted no time turning that alleged quote into a whole mood. Memes popped up almost instantly, people posting, "Yo Gotti's mom greater than any PR team Angela could hire." Of course, once the story leaked, social media had a field day. And as always, the internet did what it does best: divide into teams. On one side, you had Angela's defenders. They argued that it's natural for her to feel the way she does. After all, she's been in the public eye for years. She's used to being front and center. And now she finds herself in a situation where her man's business is constantly tied to another one. Even if it's strictly professional, that can create insecurities. One fan tweeted, "Angela isn't wrong. If I was in her shoes, I feel some type of way too." Nobody wants to play second fiddle. But then there was the other side, and this side was ruthless. GloRilla's fans came to her defense with a vengeance. They pointed out that Glo has nothing to do with Angela's personal feelings. She's just doing her job. She's an artist, and she deserves the support she's getting from her label. As one viral tweet put it, Angela complaining to Gotti's mom about GloRilla is giving middle school cafeteria energy. Glo worked for this, she earned it. Comment sections lit up with variations of the same theme. Angela is threatened. Angela is insecure. Angela should know better. And the fact that she allegedly brought Yo Gotti's mom into it. That only made it worse. People started saying she crossed the line by dragging family into what should have been a private couple's conversation. So where does all this leave Yo Gotti? Stuck in the middle of two women who represent two very different parts of his life. On one hand, there's Angela, his partner, the woman he chased publicly for years, finally making that dream a reality. On the other hand, there's GloRilla, his artist, his investment, and one of the brightest stars on his label. And then, of course, there's his mom, the one person whose opinion carries weight no matter what. According to insiders, Gotti has been trying to balance it all. Word on the street is that he sat Angela down after the complaints surfaced and told her to relax. Allegedly, he made it clear that dragging his mother into label issues wasn't the move, and that GloRilla's success has nothing to do with Angela's place in his life. At the same time, he reassured Glo that none of this drama would affect her position with CMG. He knows that if artists start to feel like personal relationships interfere with business, things can get messy fast. It's a tightrope walk, and honestly, Gotti's the only one who can decide how this plays out. If he sides too heavily with Angela, he risks undermining Glo's career. If he sides too heavily with Glo, he risks creating resentment in his relationship. And if he ignores his mom's wisdom, he risks looking like he's blind to the bigger picture. At its core, this drama isn't really about Angela versus GloRilla. It's about the clash of different worlds. Angela comes from legacy and privilege. She's been in the spotlight for decades and is used to being treated as hip-hop royalty. GloRilla comes from the grind. She represents raw, unpolished talent that fought its way into the spotlight. Their paths shouldn't even intersect, but because of Yo Gotti, they do, and the overlap is messy. Fans have pointed out that Angela's frustration says more about her insecurities than it does about Glo. Glo isn't competing with Angela. She's not dating Yo Gotti. She's not trying to step into Angela's lane. She's focused on music. The only competition here seems to be in Angela's mind, where the shine Glo is getting feels like a threat instead of just a reflection of her talent. And that's why Yo Gotti's mom's alleged advice rings so true. Focus on building your own empire, not tearing another woman down. Angela has every resource at her disposal. She has connections, legacy, wealth, and a massive platform. If she wants her own spotlight, she can build it. But complaining about GloRilla won't get her there. It'll just make her look bitter. So where does this leave us? If the rumors are true, Angela Simmons made a misstep by taking her frustrations about GloRilla to Yo Gotti's mom. Instead of gaining an ally, she might have exposed her own insecurities and made herself look weaker in the eyes of both fans and family. Meanwhile, GloRilla stays focused, her career untouched, her reputation even stronger thanks to the support of fans who see her as unfairly targeted. And Yo Gotti, he remains the one trying to juggle it all: love, loyalty, family, and business. It's not an easy role, but if anyone can handle it, it's the man who built CMG from the ground up. The real question is whether Angela will take the advice she allegedly received and focus on her own empire, or whether this feud will fester and create even bigger cracks in her relationship. But one thing is certain, in hip-hop, family and fame, drama never sleeps. And this saga is far from over. What do you think? Was Angela Simmons out of line for venting about GloRilla to Yo Gotti's mom? Or was she just expressing honest feelings that anyone in her position would have? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash that like button if you love the tea, And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that keep hip-hop buzzing.